What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Small Biz. In today's video, we're going to talk about a stock that we currently own that's on fire with earnings after hours at 4:30 p.m. Is there a potential merger in the works? And with the black swans continuing to pile up, is there something that we need to be concerned about? All that and more coming right up. All right, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, that's bloody terrific coffee made, huh? Drop Bear Coffee. My buddy Tony, who's from Australia, lives out in California. We'll have a lot more to say about that, including inside of the virtual meeting channel, which will open next week after our price adjustment, April 1st. At shopsmallbiz.com, it's going to be $75 a month for a Discord, $85 for premium if you got a small biz, which includes everything. And if you pay by the year, you're going to save 25%. That's 50% more than you can right now versus by the month. So again, if you want to join us inside of the Discord and get access to information like I'm going to share with you today, you go to shopsmallbiz.com, Discord if you don't have a small biz, premium if you do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me briefly touch on what's going on with one or two of our stocks. And then I want to spend 5 or 6 minutes, no more than that today, laying the groundwork for what might be happening around the world as we speak. First of all, the Dow is currently up about, actually it's flat. 91 points on the day. It's dark. It's dreary. It's raining here in Atlanta. I can barely see the screen, but we've got a typical pre-holiday. Markets are closed on Friday. Slow grind on very, very light volume. One of our stocks, CRKN, that I've already shared with the freeloaders, we're currently in hold mode. Last trade 0595. We have enough. We bought over 7 million shares or thereabouts in the last several months. It is not performed up to snuff. And on Monday, we're going to find out, and we've already gotten guidance, roughly $1 million in terms of revenue, but maybe they're going to beat by a slight number. I don't know. But the quiet period for CRKN is going to end 2 or 3 days after that 10Q is filed. So if we don't see insider buying by Thursday or Friday of next week, I'm going to raise holy motherfucking hell. And even though I'm not on speaking terms right now, if you will, with the CEO of the company, he's going to hear it from me. And I'll fucking call the motherfucker every 5 minutes until I get a goddamn answer, excuse me, Lord, as to why you guys do not have, after this quiet period is over, skin in the game. So Boaz, Sheldon, Doug, and everybody else at the company that has any fucking money needs to be buying the hell out of the stock like we have starting next Thursday. Because if they're not, I can promise you, you're going to have a hell of a lot more in terms of lawsuits than Apollo and Bard or Baird, depending on how you fucking pronounce it. The Biot Tech stock. Last trade 14, up about 10% on the day on massive volume. I pointed out inside of the Discord, it could be a warrant conversion. That was my early impression. There was an adjustment on warrants that had been outstanding for a while at a quarter. They repriced them at 14 cents. So when the stock blasted off from $12.89 to as high as 15, my immediate reaction was this must be the warrant conversion. And it has an anti-dilutive clause. Simply put, it's not a massive amount of shares that are going to hit the market. It's only about 2.35 or 2.4 million tops. So we're talking about 250,000-ish. Which then led me to believe, I'm a little distracted. I just got back from the dentist, got some stitches out. I got to have another fucking tooth pulled. And I've had about enough of this fucking stock, CRKN, sitting at 6 cents when we bought millions of shares at 15, 20, a half a buck. We are not going to stand for those motherfuckers not putting skin in the game. They've been prevented from doing so, but that's about to come to an end. And believe me when I tell you, I have made that crystal clear in the last 2 weeks. We own a Biot Tech stock at 13 cents. It's 14 and change. They report tonight. We already got a preliminary announcement, 2 weeks ago? So I don't expect anything shocking in terms of actual earnings. It's all about the guidance. They sold one division for about $1 million that was not part of their sweet spot. What they currently have with related to eye care is growing at 64% year over year. They have an alliance with a company that starts with N. And no, I'm not going to give the entire symbol away. That's what you're paying me for inside of the Discord. So I initially thought it was a warrant conversion, and then I saw the other stock, which they have an alliance going back many months. It jumped at the exact same time. Same kind of 10 to 15% plus move at roughly noon. So if I had to guess now, if it's not a warrant conversion, it could be a merger or an expansion of the alliance that we're about to find out at 4:30. So here's the deal. We own the stock at 13 cents. It's 14 and change. That's bloody terrific coffee, mate. If it shoots up and through after hours on some sort of merger or an alliance and the other stock is slightly higher at 15 and change, same principles apply. If it gets up to, I don't know, what's 30% on top of 13? 18 and a half, 19? Probably going to be pulling the ripcord on some or all. We'll have to see what happens. In a perfect world, give us a motherfucking halt and a gap and go. How about that? 50 cents minimum. Thank you for sticking with me. I will elaborate more on this in the coming days, weeks, and months. Something's going on. I've been warning about black swans for weeks. We had a door fall off an Alaskan airline. Boeing CEO is going to resign. We had a terror attack, first of its kind in over 30 years in Moscow. Over 100 people, rest their souls, lost their lives. Then we got the Black Epstein, right? Who would have saw that one coming? P. Diddy, house raided. Computers, phones, sons taken into custody while he's hiding somewhere in the fucking Caribbean. And then in the middle of the night, and you've seen the videos by now, the lights go on, they come off. They go back on, they come back off. And it looks like somebody steered that ship right into the support beam and took down that bridge. Now, anything is possible. And this is a fluid story. But when I start seeing one after another, after another, after another, one of two scenarios is taking place, ladies and gentlemen. The good guys are starting to win. The evil is starting to be flushed out into the open. And while this might be death by 1,000 cuts, it might not be. We might be seeing some perp walks real soon. We might see some shocking revelations that's not going to surprise some of you like myself in terms of the evil, the pedophiles, the hair sniffing deal skimmers that have been running this fucking country for decades. And it might be one reason why DJT is running. I know the Democrats are going to hate to hear that. But what if he and some people way up here in the military and maybe a couple in the CIA/FBI, you know, the kind that actually are his real security? Do your research. The guy is surrounded by ex-FBI. Ask the mafia. They couldn't get to him. I know. I don't give a fuck. It's possible he's the Antichrist, but it's also possible that what he was used to have conversations with JFK Jr. about draining the swamp, that it's actually going to fucking happen now. And maybe it's all being lined up. And maybe somebody, not dumb retail, but somebody knows that the guy who just added $4 trillion to his net worth is about to come back in and really drain the fucking swamp once and for all. Now that I just lost a few more Democrats / premium members, but what if it's not? What if the side that's currently in power is going to put up a hell of a fight? What if people are going to end up dead? Then what? Well, what you need to take into account, and if it's me, it's solace, is you got nothing to worry about. I've been warning that the market is massively overbought for almost a month and a half or two, and it is. We have a rare situation, what's called a quadruple negative divergence on the S&P 500 on the weekly. The Stows has 4 lower highs on lighter and lighter volume. So momentum is fading on the weekly and monthly charts as the daily slowly melts up on light volume. And if the dark side is about to flex its muscle and some people are going to end up dead, and the market decides, okay, that's the trigger that we needed, and down we go, what do we have to worry about? Answer, nothing. Because under my system, it's 80% or thereabouts of your money married to the market. SPY, QQQ, IWM, 2,600 companies in 3 index funds or ETFs, exchange-traded funds, mutual funds that trade like a stock. And the lower we go, the more we add. We don't have to worry about what we're buying. We don't have to dig into individual companies. It's all about the index. And if you do your research, you know that 90% of investors and fund managers do not beat the S&P 500 every year. So if you can't beat it, you might as well join it. And then the X factor, your fuck around and find out money, is with me inside of the core holdings. You know, the guy that's been right 94% of the time in the last 2 years, over 250 winners, well over 1,000% if you got in with me and Tammy Murphy and Ryan at Family Car Service and the Italian from Laguna Beach. Yeah, you could have taken $10,000 to well over 100,000. So while it has been quiet in the last 6 or 7 weeks, something tells me that's not always going to be the case. But if shit does hit the motherfucking fan, you and me are going to be just fine. So until next time, always remember that I love you. Be on the lookout for that earnings at 4:30. And thank you so much for watching.